Hello, good day to everyone, and welcome to the SMP Network television show. We are here today with the legendary Spencer Taylor Jr. and Spencer Taylor III, themselves are the Highway QCs. My name is Gwendolyn Sims, and I invite you all to join us on the platform on this afternoon. Spencer Taylor III, how are you doing?
I'm blessed, Gwen. I'm highly favored in God and giving God praises each and every day, and I'm truly thankful.
I am so glad to hear that. And then I see the blessings on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. It's good to have you here. Spencer Taylor Jr., the legend himself. I am so honored and so privileged to have you on this platform with me on this day. How are you doing?
I'm good. God constantly bless. And I said to tell him thank you for everything.
Yes.
And all I can find is blessing. And I
Yes.
can continuously tell God thank you, thank you.
I see. And we do give God praise, honor, and glory for this day. We give God praise, honor, and glory for this moment. And just to know that He has kept you and still keeping you for 93 years. Oh my God. I am amazed. I am truly amazed just to be here on this platform, just to sit here and you share some of your love with me and everyone else that out here watching the platform on today. And then you have your son.
That's
still
it. That's
sitting
real
here.
big.
That's a big thing.
That's real big. Yeah, I got two sons in the group. My youngest son came, he tried something else first,
Okay,
and then God brought him back to us.
that's right.
And he's also with the group. And it just is, I say, excited
Yes.
in Christ.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's I constantly tell him every day. I don't have no amount of time. I tell him thank you all day
All
long,
day long.
all day.
And see, that right there encourages me to tell him thank you even more. Even more. Listen, I've been doing some of my homework. And I know that you were born in Mississippi,
Right.
where some of the greatest was around you at that time. And that was the famous blues man, B.B. King.
Yes. B.B.
Ah.
King. Yeah. B.B. King. Uh, I knew B.B. King just like I knew his name. B.B. King used to, today was his day up and down the street
Mm-hmm.
of the Indianola, Mississippi. That's where I was born.
Okay.
And B.B. would be in on Church Street. Church Street was our street.
Okay.
And B.B. King used to go up down Church Street singing and playing his guitar.
Okay.
And then he got a break to go to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And he left Memphis eventually when he started to get real big.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he tried to get my mother is to let me sing with them.
Mm.
Yeah, he had a quartet. He was the lead singer.
Okay.
And he tried to get mom to but she would not let me sing with him. And but I knew B.B. King for long years.
Wow, what about it? I'm looking at Albert King, the blues guitar player, and Mary Alice, who played on the TV show Different World. All of them came from, you was surrounded with them from Mississippi.
Yes.
And then to know, that B.B. King wanted you to come and sing with him, but we know a king that knew better. Huh?
Yeah.
And he knew that he wanted you to do your thing on your own. But we thank B.B. King for the invite.
Yeah.
So listen, who or what inspired you to sing?
Well, I started singing in the house
Mm.
at home. We had a group. My mom had a group called the Taylor family.
Okay.
And during that time, it was the Taylor family. I was the youngest. I was the lead singer. I was about 8 years old. And then after everybody, got older, they got out, they got grown.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the only one that kept singing
Okay.
in the group. And then after I came out of school, I went directly to Chicago. I finished a school called at Natchez, Mississippi, called Natchez College.
Hmm.
And I left there and went to Chicago. I was about 19 years old. Then I got to singing. I wanted to sing. Period. It didn't make any difference. I sung in glee clubs. I sung in the church with the choir, and then I went to a guy that had a Robert Clay had a group they called the Holy Wonders, and in the hometown group, the people in Chicago said that they thought that the Holy Wonders was the best local group there, and that was the public. I wasn't saying nothing. I sung in the group, but they had the Holy Wonders rated as the best group
Okay.
at home.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you have been singing all your life.
All my life, yeah.
All
I
your
sung, and then Sam Cooke was a member of the Highway QC.
Okay.
Highway QCs was really, they were a young group. They were teenagers when they got going. And Sam went to the Soul Stirrers. That's when the old lead singer who made the Soul Stirrers, Reba Harris, was the one that really had made, and Sam went in to the Soul Stirrers. And then naturally Sam was a younger person that could really sing, and Sam stayed with the Soul Stirrers a short time. Then Johnny Taylor came to the Highway QCs, and Johnny stayed in the QCs a short time. But Johnny was doing both. He was singing both on the other side also at that time. So sometimes we would sing we sung in the evening. Johnny was singing at night with his other group.
Oh.
And so, and then Johnny, after he left the Soul Stirrers, and he went and tried the other side at first, which his mother lived in Kansas City, Missouri. And Johnny came back to the Highway QCs, and we went in the Apollo Theater, and he came to me in the theater and told me he was going to try the other side.
So when did you leave Mississippi?
Huh?
When did you leave Mississippi?
1948. Yeah, 1948.
Okay.
I left Mississippi in 1948 after I came out of school. And and then as I say, I went on and I went in the service and stayed 2 years, came out the service, went in to the postal service.
Okay.
I was a clerk, saw the mail every day. And when I came on the road, I came out of the post office
Okay.
as a clerk.
Okay.
And natural people, I guess they thought I was crazy because you during that time you just didn't give up them kind of job.
Okay.
Not if you were black, and if we had policemen and stuff. They thought they were top jobs. And I went to the QCs and never been back.
1956 was right there. 1956 wasn't it?
1956.
Yes, and that was my next question. I wanted to know what life event happened for you in 1956? What life event happened for you in 1956?
When you joined the Highway QC?
I joined the Highway QC in 1956.
That's right.
That was your life event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the QCs, like I said, they were really a teenager group, and all of us knew one another.
Yes.
Sam, all of us, we came along together.
Okay.
So Sam had gone, like I said, to the service, and I was during that time I was with a group called the Holy Wonders, and we was rated as the best local group in Chicago during that time. And Sam and all of them knew this, but Sam, when he went to the Soul Stirrers and he got going. Then he, decided to do something else. And but Johnny was the same thing. O.V. Wright also sung with the QC.
Mm.
And remember that in 1956, when Johnny was already there when
Yeah.
Dad came to the group.
Yeah,
In 1956, back then they had vinyl records, where you had a side A and a side B.
Yes.
These jokers had a two-side hit, Somewhere to Lay My Head and Way Up the Hill. Johnny Taylor was singing Way Up the Hill. Pops was singing Something on My Mind, that's Worry Me. And that's what really started the Highway QC's career. That's what took them to the Apollo Theater, to Broadway and all those things. So 1956 was a blessed year, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a blessing.
But you know what? That song, Somewhere to Lay My Head.
Yeah,
I have trials and tribulations.
right.
Oh, I love that song.
Thank you.
I'm young, but I grew up on that song.
We
I
thank
love
you.
that song.
We thank you.
Somewhere to
And
Lay My Head.
today people still request that
Yes.
song.
Yes.
They do. But like I tell my group, man, songs don't really get old.
No, they don't.
We use those terms,
Mhm.
but songs don't get old. Listen to all of them songs that made what they call a hit.
Mhm.
And if you check in something, the right thing is being presented, these songs somebody gonna play those songs,
Right.
and somebody gonna bring up and ask you questions
Right.
about those songs. In our singing and our traveling, there are people who still remember when the QCs got going.
Mhm.
It's not as many, but we appreciate the amount that still know,
Yes.
and they could tell my son and them quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they're asking me questions instead of telling me.
I understand that. Was it easy for the group to sing on the East Coast or relocate to the East Coast? Was it easier for the groups to sing on the East Coast, or was it easier for the groups to relocate to the East Coast?
It was the relocation came from the fact of once upon a time, as you go through life within a group, you're not going to be able to continue to have everybody the same.
Mhm.
Some of these people, maybe they got married, and some of these guys, like everybody else, could not stay on the road.
Yes.
Different things that, different obligations. And we had got to the place that there was nobody staying in Chicago with me. So we were I was the only one living in Chicago.
Mhm.
And I had a whole big group, and most of them lived up here.
Okay.
So then, every time that we started home, when I started letting people out in North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., or New Jersey, then I had to drive from here to Chicago
By yourself?
by myself. Well, I was younger. I didn't think of it like that then. But then, as time went on, I began to think about and that's how I started living in Washington D.C. Due to the fact that I thought it was too much. By the time I got home and stayed 2 days, I had to leave coming back. Well, I got to pick my group up wherever we was booked next. I got to do the picking up for the group. So that's how I got in Washington.
So, with the understanding that I'm getting, Spencer the third, you picked up your father's traveling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been
Because you're the one
Mhm.
that pick up the group members, and you're the one that drop off the group members, and you have to travel back home by yourself, just like your father.
Right. Well, basically, that's what Dad used to say to me all the time. He'd say, "Well, Boo, you know what? You do exactly what I do. I get under the wheel, of the bus, I drive, I do it. I don't think twice about it, you know what I'm saying? But Dad always used to say, man, you doing exactly what I used to do. And now being with the group 38 years now, it's just amazing. See, what I want everybody to understand, we are quartet babies. Me and my brother, we come straight out of the womb, straight into quartet music. So it's like we eat, sleep, dream. We're just quartet babies, you know, coming up as kids. Everybody used to be outside playing tag, playing G.I. Joes, doing what they're doing.
Yes.
Not me and Fuzzy.
Yes.
We are in the house, got shoe boxes, got boxes, cutting the boxes out like these the group buses, the group's van and trailers. We cut out paper, speakers, and the men on the stage, the drum set. So this is like something that we just love.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just an honor. It's a true honor for him to be my dad. You know what I'm saying? A legend like this, I mean, he's my true idol, and I watched everything he did. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a natural, just natural.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
just natural.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know, I'm grateful to God. I thank God for everything. So, and my boys, you know, I got to thank him for that.
Yes.
And when Boo came, I really did not know definitely that Boo had intentions of going with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had never just come up and, you know, he did present himself that way. And after he graduated from high school, and whatever they say,
They was having that when I graduated. They was having a graduation party. After they say, "Boo, I know you come to the graduation." I said, "Man, we in Tampa, Florida tomorrow. Soon as I get my diploma, I'm hopping on the van. We got to go." You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the way it was in my system.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just, man, when I graduated from school, I had 3 scholarships, full rides. Man, I could care less about. Now one of them, I just wanted to be with my dad. You know, it's just like my mama say. I guess, like I say, as a baby, mom used to tell us every time, especially me, every time dad got his bags and left out the house, I just bust out crying. And cause that's what I wanted to do. And then when I was a kid, Dad used to take me on the road where I used to be with you all the time, remember?
yeah.
And I'm still here, like I say.
Yeah, I used to take him with me,
Mhm.
because he'd have his stuff ready anyway. And
Bag fat.
Yeah.
Bag fat.
yeah, he had a bad fact. And then sometime when my wife didn't want him to go, really, at the time, naturally, and she would wait till he go to sleep. And we had one of these chairs that swinging, you know,
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
a stick.
I
Put him
remember
in,
that.
and if he could, but when he wake up, somebody had trouble.
Because he was looking for
He
his
looked for
daddy.
me. He be looking for me.
Yes.
Yeah, be looking for his daddy.
So that explains the reason why everything just flowed
Yeah.
so smoothly.
Yeah.
Because you planted the seed,
Mm.
and now your harvest
Thank you.
is growing.
We thank
And
you.
it all grows with right into your children.
Thank you.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing for you to be able to, when you do get on the stage, to announce that you have a son to the left and a son to the right.
But you're right. You know, and I'm so proud that they chose to come in this direction. I'm so proud they did. And I never had sat down with them and maybe I wanted to do it, but I didn't. I didn't do that part. They did that on their own. And after they was doing it so well, looked like they was interested in what I was doing. Then I never just actually said. Then I sat down with Boo after he came and got him in the group. And Boo was a drummer up at Dunbar. Well, that's just like night and day. That drumming there won't fit quartet set. But Boo came in the group, and he was determined is to be a highway QC, and he did.
Yeah.
And we appreciate him to the highest. Like I said, he got so he could play. Then he learned how to sing in the group.
And he can sing.
Yeah. Yeah, so
He
he
can
learned
sing.
how to sing. So I said, God is blessing me right now.
Yes, he is. Yes,
So
he
we
is.
had all that.
Yes,
And
he is.
my other son, Lynn can sing.
Yes, he can.
Lynn can sing.
Yes.
Well, Lynn went with Salt and Pepper one time.
Yeah, for about 6-8 years.
About 6
Okay.
8 years.
Okay.
They had a group, and they had a good group.
Yeah.
But they was on the other side,
Uh-huh.
naturally, but they had a good group.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so God sent him to us. He had never been with the group. But actually, God sent Lynn to us too.
So
I
that
think he
means
been with us about what, 12 years now.
He
About
been there a
12
good
years.
12
while.
years?
Yeah, he
Okay.
been back for a while.
Well, he's
man.
a true highway QC now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
It reminds you of Stanley Richardson that been with us now.
Yes.
I've been with Dad 38 years.
Okay.
Stanley been here about what, 42?
About 42 or
Yeah,
43.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stanley
Stan
been here a long
been-
time.
Stan been here next to me.
Now, Stan is the tallest man in the group, right?
Yeah, Stan. Yeah.
Stan is
Yeah.
the tall, and the shopping dressing
Yeah.
man, always in a suit.
That's Stan.
Always in the suit.
Yeah, that's Stan.
Yes, I love
That's
Stan.
true. You know, I never seen Stanley with no. Have you ever seen him in jeans?
Oh no, well, if we just
Have you buy him something?
yeah, you can buy now.
Yeah.
Stan gonna dress up for you.
Yeah, he's not gonna wear.
He represents the QC
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, he remind me of, in a sense of coming on when my daddy wore suits all the time.
All the time.
And hats, Stetson hats and all that.
And it was
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
It was
my
important.
daddy was a person like that.
Well, your presentation means a lot.
It does.
I mean, it
It
means a
does.
lot. You know, you're
Yeah.
supposed you got to keep God first, but keep your class.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Agree.
so Stan he represents well.
He does.
Yeah.
And there have been times I was on the road and I'd see Stan sit behind the table.
Yeah.
I don't care if they had 70 tables set. I can pull Stan out of the
Yes,
crowd
Yeah,
anytime
that's true.
because he represents
Yeah,
the QCs very, very well. And people do have to understand that it is important
Yes.
when you're sitting behind your record table
Yes.
to look very presentative because people will point you out. There's
Yeah,
Stan
yeah.
stands out of the crowd.
Yeah.
you know that.
Listen,
That's a fact.
that takes me to a scripture of Joshua 1:3. And it says, I have given you every place where the sole of your foot would tread upon.
Yeah.
So therefore, you've been to France, you've been to the Bahamas, Switzerland, Italy, Brazil, 77 years, and you have traveled. How do you feel?
Honestly, you can't hardly tell. It's so overwhelming to me. And like I say actually happy.
Mhm.
I'm happy all the time.
Yes.
Because I accept what God has given me. And I know everything that's going on, I give it to God.
Mhm.
And I know He's in everything that's good.
Come on.
Everything.
Yes.
There's no failure in God.
Yes.
And I constantly, this is my daily thing. This is what I do. This is how I think. And I don't know anybody, there's nobody else could do that but God.
So it seems to me that whatever you do, however you do it, you always put God first.
God first.
Yeah.
God is first.
That's
And
a
God
good-
first, and I
yeah,
can
so-
not, like I say, I confessed Christ at 11 years old.
Oh, come on.
I confessed Christ at 11 years old. I was in Mississippi, and my mom was a missionary, and she worked with all of the children. And I was the youngest one, and like I said, I confessed Christ early. And I tell you something else, I ain't look for nothing else, because there's nothing else.
Nothing else to look for.
It ain't nothing else. And I'm satisfied, happy, And like I said, I stay tuned up and ready to go.
I can see that.
I stay tuned, but I don't make no fuss.
Mhm,
I don't make no fuss. I listen to my children.
mhm.
I listen to them. If
Yes.
there's something we need to talk about, we talk about it. If it's
Yes.
something they need to talk about to me, they
Yes,
talk about it.
important.
But we know all the whole thing is through Christ.
Listen, this is a quote from your book. And I took this quote from page 51. And you said, but you cannot be going on the road just to go somewhere. It's got to make sense.
Right.
That stood out to me. So basically, what are you telling the people when you're going on the road? You have to be going somewhere.
Right.
Just don't go just to go.
No.
So what are you telling the younger generation?
Well, I'm telling you, a young generation, like the fact of, like you said, people act like they think we just going on a trip. I'm not just going on a trip.
Mhm.
I'm going on the trip that God sent me on in 1956.
Mhm.
Come on now.
And
Come
this
on.
trip, this is the trip that I'm on.
Mhm.
And this is the trip that I know how I got where I am.
All right.
So this is why, if they ask me, I got to tell them the first thing, if you gonna sing quartet singing,
Mhm.
you need to be born again.
Amen.
Amen.
You must be born again if you're gonna be successful.
Amen.
And this is what I'm saying. And you know, that's it.
So your trip been going since 1956.
Now, yeah, 1956. I started, I left out of Chicago, and think of the fact that, let me say this again. Think of the fact that I came out of a postal job.
Mm-hmm.
I was a clerk in the post office,
Mm-hmm.
but my faith was in God. And
Amen.
this is why that I could leave the post office,
Mhm.
and I never have tried to go back.
So you walk by faith and not by sight.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you.
Totally committed.
Yeah.
Totally committed.
Definitely so.
So that's why you still standing.
That's why I can stand, because I got somebody that's standing with me.
Woo! Come on now.
So
Come on
I
now.
can stand. I can stand, and there's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got somebody that's got me standing,
Yes.
and I can do that.
Yes. Yes. And without God, you are nothing.
Yeah.
And people have to understand, without God, you are nothing.
Right.
Spencer told the third. We already hit on that you've been driving and been with the QCs for what? You said 38 years.
38.
Right? So you are one of the driving focus of the highway QCs. Tell us about that.
Well, it was like I just coming up as a kid, and you know, the younger generation, we have different ideas. I just wanted to make the highway QC's business. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, God is first.
Yes.
You know, He's definitely first in our life, but it's still a business.
Yes.
So, you know, I just wanted to run things like a business, you know,
Mhm.
tax ID numbers, taxes, do everything the right way. But I learned everything that I learned from Pops, just watching. I sit and watch. I mean, I just focus. You know what I'm saying? I'll be sitting there and I just be paying attention. He'll say, wait, boo, you do this like this. So one day I came and I said, Dad, can I help? He's like, sure, son. Yeah, sure. And then Mr. Joseph Brick, who was with the group, awesome tenor singer for years from the Highway
The
QC.
top singer, right?
Top singer, yeah.
Yes.
So he said, yeah, boo, I think you should help now. You know what I'm saying? So I just, Dad gave me the books, turned it over to me. I took it from there, man. I might have asked him a few questions here and there, and I just took it on and I just ran with it. You know, I just ran with it, and through God, man, it's been awesome. Would you say it's been awesome, sir?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing, like I said, you know, some people that I'm not going to say they do look like sometimes they try to
Yes, sir.
curve something.
Yes.
And at that time, they forget, the way they sound like they forget, but I don't want to say they do. forget about God.
Mhm.
And the whole thing, the whole conversation is they talk, but they never say anything about God.
Right.
But I don't want to be one to judge them or
Right.
anything. But you can hear this,
Yeah.
and they'll even come to you like a record, even buy a record or something, and they start to tell you, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to tell you, hey, boo, why y'all didn't put this in? Why y'all didn't put this in it or something? You know what I mean? You didn't need that in it.
That's
God had given you what to put in it
That's right.
and do that. Sometimes the record is playing everywhere. We had a young man to ask you what? Why you didn't let me sing on the record?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No. I mean, all this goes together when you sum it up. But you, like I said, the whole thing is if you keep God in it, it's right.
So it sounds like to me everybody wants a piece of the pie, but nobody don't want to work.
Yeah.
to
Oh,
be
no,
able to
they
do
didn't.
this.
Yeah.
Well, we got right.
Yeah.
You said the correct thing because we got guys that we have given a chance to be what they call a second lead singer. And the door was wide open. And now, God sent us this young man.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay, it had to be God. We decided, well, I would love to see this, and it happened. A younger man singing as how we could see it's so different. We all, I got 93 years in proud, right?
Yes.
But God gave me a lot of knowledge too. He sent me somebody.
Okay.
He had sent some more folks, but they didn't follow God's guidance.
All right.
No, now they you know what they said now, them same people. Well, boss man, I'm still boss man, they said. Boss man, you needed me on that record. But I don't make it no count.
Right.
He think that, but God put on who on the record that should be on it.
So the stand, the foundation with the QCs is when you open up that door on Big Lucy
Right,
and the members come,
right,
if they don't have God
Oh, yeah.
on their back,
right.
there's no need for them to step over on Big Lucy.
That's
That's
correct.
true.
That's correct.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Well,
That's true. You're right. You are just as right as you can be. It just listen. I guess I could do. I don't have words sometimes to express. I don't want to express, but that's it. Because the door was open. God opened the door for a lot of these folks
Yes.
already. Some of them could sing. Some of them could sing. It wasn't the idea they couldn't sing, and we never. I don't think we ever fired. I can't never remember me firing nobody.
Basically, what it is, you have to have the right spirit.
With the right
No,
spirit,
right.
but to get the right spirit, you got to have who?
God
Gotta have
first.
God.
Thank you. To get the right, there ain't no such thing as you can tell me you got the right spirit, and well, I don't want to go into anything with you. Unless I'm praying for you,
Okay.
right? But the right spirit, as you said,
Yes, sir.
like they created me.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah, the right spirit.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
But you know, I not only am I interviewing you all today, but I am part of the family,
Yes, you are, sis.
and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I always heard you say, Spencer the Third, that I've heard you say this a couple of times. You know, sis, it's just something about his spirit
Yeah.
that's not sitting with me.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they're gonna stick around.
Right. Well, see, you know these things. It's just like your church family. You know, of course, it's a job, it's ministry. So automatically it's God first. But we try to keep a family orientated organization. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that everybody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it 100.
That's right.
But, you know, you just try to keep it family orientated, have fun, pray.
Yes.
You know, because these are your brothers. And then sometime in life, that's with anything. You have people who are different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
they're different. So, you know, I say something to dad, all dad say, well, just pray for them. You know what I'm saying? You pray for them and keep it moving.
Yeah. So what I'm getting with the highway QCs again is that you're putting out to let the younger people know it's good to sing.
Yeah.
But it's most important to know the business.
Oh yeah, you got to know the business. Know God first, once again, but you got to know the business.
You got to know the
You know,
business.
because if you don't know the business, you know, if you look at some of those older movies and stuff like that, them jokers didn't know the business.
Yes.
And these guys were selling millions and millions of records, but
Mhm.
wasn't getting no money.
Right.
So, you know, it's totally different now.
Mhm.
Totally different. So, you know, just learn the business. You know, take your time and study. And they got Google, like my brother, he's a Google fanatic.
Mhm.
Google stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, just, you know, take your time because it's a lot into it. It's
Well,
very
what you really got to realize is, what we would realize is that, like you say, all of this that you talking about,
Mhm.
who put that there?
God.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That to solve, that's all like you feeling and trying to find out where it came from,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
It didn't know. It came there, and it came out there for us to use.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Because we didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of that.
It was
The
different
thing
back
of the
then.
fact, we did all right. We did good.
Mhm.
But all that other stuff that was going on is happening today.
Yes.
And it's happening today. He didn't have to say, well, this is for sinners. No. It's for God's folks too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you look at it the right way, you that's why it'd be easier for you to accept it.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to die. You would want to cut. You would even want to cut one of the records like we used to cut. That record was this. It was one thing, but this big.
Yeah, I remember.
Everything they changed.
Yeah, everything is different.
modernized.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you got because you love the Lord. Don't take care of it.
Well, right. It's business. You know, you have to.
Well, he giving it to you.
Yes.
Mhm.
So he giving it to you, right?
But you got to know how to handle it.
Handle it. There you go.
Accept it. That's right.
You have to know how to handle it because just like God give it, He can
You
take
take
it
it
They
away.
take it away.
Yeah.
And
definitely
see,
so.
that's what we have to learn.
Yeah.
That's what we have to learn
Right.
about that, and especially in this industry
Yeah.
and in life in general,
Yes.
Yeah.
because everyone has different gifts,
Right.
you know, and some
Right.
gifts, as your gift, spilled over to your children.
Right.
You know, so that leads my mind to go back to 2016 in Vegas on the 31st Stellar Award.
Yeah.
I was there.
Mm.
I was there, and I
Sure.
witnessed your interaction with the public. I witnessed your interaction with the groups, your members of your groups, as well as your family. And my mind goes back to, I think it was the night before the Stellar Awards, you all had to sing somewhere in Vegas.
Mhm.
And at that time, Joe and I went over to the service,
Right.
and you all had sung. Did a wonderful job, wonderful job. And I think you sung that song, Somewhere to Lay My Head.
Yeah.
So I do remember when, after you got finished singing, and you went to change your clothes, and you came back out, and your wife, the late First Lady, Taylor,
Mhm.
Right.
she was sitting there with me. And I always remember this. Spencer Taylor Jr. came out and he walked over to the bench where we were sitting. And he said to her, "How you doing, Madeline? Do I know you?
Yeah.
Are you married? You sure?" And she just smiled. And she turned, and that was the most touching thing to me.
Mhm.
How they were relating with each other as if they just met each other,
Mhm.
and you've been married for 50 some odd years,
Yeah.
57 years, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way that you were carrying on as if you just met. And she just lit up
Right.
and she smiled. And she's such a classy lady. Love the way she dressed. I love her. Her and I had one-on-one conversations. So that's why I have my earrings on today. She told me, she said, "Oh, Gwen, I love those earrings. You sharp, girl." That just made me feel good, you know? Because when you have someone that compliments you, because they paved the road for me to go down as a young lady. And so my mind goes back to with you, with your wife, and with your children, and listening to all that you're saying. You were a general before you even sworn in to take care of all of us in the United States. You were a general of your own home, to your wife, to your children. And so many tried to figure out, you know, and I hear them say, "Oh, the general becomes a legend." But he was a general before you put that suit on. You were a general in your own home. And just to see the interaction of how, and like I said, I thought it was cute because how you and your wife, you know, interact. And I see, you know, when I read in the book that you dedicated the book to her.
Right.
What was your journey like? What was your journey like, you know, with your wife and as she was out singing? I know you told some things, you know, with Spencer the third, when he didn't want you to leave and all that, but you had to leave her sometime.
Well, I give her a lot of credit. My wife, as they call the youth term, she was in my corner. Whatever, cause you know, she was in my corner, 100%. And she let you know that she was very touchy about Spencer Taylor. She didn't mind you knowing that. And in a sense, I guess it was good. You know, she didn't mind knowing that. I used to tease her sometimes, and she used to tell me, I don't care about people knowing. What they call it, she's a little jealous, you know. But she was a perfect, jealous lady. Otherwise, she was a real person. Real person. She's for real.
Yes.
She's definitely for real, and she's for real. Whatever she could do for the highway QCs and me. And she, as long as it's almost anything that we went after and it made sense. Sometimes she would, you know, say, "I'm not gonna do it." She beat us doing it, right?
Yes, sir.
She beat us doing
my
it.
mom basically was.
She beat us doing it. When we had some tickets for some, that program that you did, and she said, "I ain't gonna help y'all with that." She sold more tickets than, and then, you know, then she'd come back to me and tell me, "You ain't did nothing, son." And after ignore the fact she was anything that made sense that we were trying to do, she was a part of it. She was definitely.
Mom was like the rock. You know, you got to give it to her. She was an awesome woman. You know, and I be joking with my brother now. I said, "Man, I know she's resting," but I joke with him. I said, "Man, everything that's going on with the group now," I say, "Man, Mom got to be whispering in God's ear and say, man, look out for my husband and them boys." And it's like every time I become and get to a hard place, you know, I get on my knees and I pray. And I pray to God, but then I talk to Mom too. Right. And it just seemed like for some reason, God, of course he gonna answer, but I said, "Mom, just whisper to God for us." You know what I'm saying? We just be, you know, playing and stuff, but she was an amazing lady. She was
amazing. Somebody, I'm telling you. You know, like a lot of guys, I don't know whether they would say it or not, but I would. She was quite a person. Quite a person. I would not find another Otis if I was looking for one, which I'm not. But if I was looking for one, I wouldn't find another one. No, you know, that's impossible. I would not find another.
Well, I can pick a petal from that rose because she has had some personal conversations with me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it was enhancing me more
Mm.
to be the woman that I am today.
Mom believed in that. Mom, she believed like back then, if we had like little girlfriends, they go on, they got some. Baby, I don't think you should wear that in the church house. I mean, mom was outspoken,
Yes.
but she was full of class. You know, she
Oh,
had
yeah.
she had class. You know what I'm saying? And certain things, the old school way, that's how she thought.
But you know, she did it the right way because that's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to do those things
Yeah,
to help us
Yeah.
yeah.
along the way,
Right.
to help us become the women that we are
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you all sharing your wife
Yeah.
and your mom
Yeah.
with me, just like I appreciate you sharing your dad with me.
Oh yeah, most
You know,
definitely.
because everybody you can't call your child.
Mhm.
But listen, we know that you have a book, and I'm excited to have my book here. And it's Spencer Taylor Jr., The Godfather of Quartet. And it says, a general becomes a legend. You know, we have the book, we have the CD. Spencer the Third, can you tell us how to purchase the book?
Okay.
And can you tell us how
How it started.
anyone can get in touch with
Oh,
you
yeah.
in reference to the book or the CD, or even if they just want to book the Highway QC?
Right. First of all, I'm gonna tell you about the book real fast. With the knowledge that they had always been on us right quick about Dad doing a book.
Mhm.
I mean, he's like a walking encyclopedia gospel.
Mhm.
So Bob Markovich out of Chicago and a gentleman by the name of Noah Schaefer out of Boston, Massachusetts, they followed us around for about 2 years and interviewing and taking pictures, videos, blase, blase. Then God put Apostle Verhauer, which is our new management team,
Okay.
and we linked up together. She took everything that they had did and they came up with the book.
Okay.
And here we are 2 months later, book been out 2 months. It's #1 seller on Amazon. And everybody knows Amazon there. Look, my
Yes.
wife didn't taught me about Amazon. You know what I'm saying? We get a package, I
Yes.
believe, every day. Pop's book is #1 on Amazon. You can go on Amazon.com.
Mhm.
Once again, the title of the book is A General Becomes a Legend. Then I'm going to jump to the CD right fast.
Yes.
The CD. This is the live inauguration celebration that we were blessed to do for President Biden and Vice President Harris.
Mhm.
We did that in January. So what we did, we wanted this to take what God gave to us and share with the world. And
Yes.
here we is. We got a brand new CD, got a brand new single, Saved Sanctified. And hey, it's just also for us. Then now I'm gonna go here.
Mhm.
You can reach the Highway QC's Facebook, IG. We have a webpage, thehighwayqcs.com. You can reach through me. You can always get me 202-246-0426, man. And keep loving the Highway QCs. We
Yes.
love to be loved on. I mean,
Yes.
76 years strong.
Mhm.
We are very thankful, you know, and we're so thankful to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a difference to be doing it, but to be doing it and to be relevant
Yes.
is awesome.
Yes.
You know, that's what makes the difference.
Yes.
Dad, 93, Highway QC, 76 years strong.
Mhm.
You know, to be relevant
Mhm.
means a lot. People, just listening right quick. This man was singing when you couldn't vote, when you couldn't eat the wonderful restaurants, couldn't stay at the wonderful hotels that they stay at. 2021, gentleman got a #1 book.
Mhm.
Inauguration, singing for the president. 93, still got his voice.
Mhm.
You can't do nothing but tell God thank you.
But let me say one thing in continuity. The fact that when we were traveling in the extreme southern states,
Mhm.
this is where your problems was. All of them, they were no different. If you was in one, they all had the same. It was just as South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, all these were the same. But I went to the back door and got the food.
Mhm.
I did
Mhm.
myself.
Mhm.
Now there were guys in the group you couldn't have sent them.
Mhm.
We'd have had trouble. But he was hungry,
Mhm.
right? He had to eat
Yes.
too.
Yes.
So I went and I got the food, thank God.
Mhm.
And I had no problem. And no problem. Anybody said anything wrong to me.
Mhm.
If they called me anything, I guess they called after I left. They ain't called me nothing. And I'm glad that God directed me.
Yes.
These guys was hungry.
Yes.
Now what made this sense?
Mhm.
Give them some food. And that's what God did. And I tell them this. And we got to a little town was on the other side of Mobile, Alabama.
Mhm.
We was coming out of Louisiana, out of New Orleans, and that's after the law had been passed about they had to serve it, and
Yes.
we went there, and they what they call they kind of threw the food at us,
No.
but what was better, they take the food that they threw at us and eat, and everybody is happy,
Mhm.
than to act up
Right.
when you were going to lose that kind of, because there was no God in there. That's the devil.
Yes.
If you were going to lose that.
Mhm.
So that's, I got the food from him again,
Mhm.
each time.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful that God directed me is to get the food, and he kept everything peaceful.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
See, that's why it's so amazing to us to be where we're at. For this gentleman, my dad,
Yes.
to go through the things that he went through.
Yes.
And once again, like I say, to be in 2021
Yes.
and all the accolades. And remember, in 2017, the Stellar Awards gave Pops the James Cleveland
Yes.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
So for him to still be relevant, man,
Yes.
is amazing to us.
Yes.
You know, it's amazing to us.
Yes.
And it's a lot of times we speak, and a lot of people ask me, what advice would you give a younger group? That's really simple. Number one, keep God first.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, what these guys did,
Mhm.
gentlemen, ladies, it worked.
Yes.
You know, take a page or two out of
Yes.
these guys' book,
Yes.
put it with what you're doing in 2021,
Yes.
and put God first.
Mhm.
Man, sky's the limit for you.
And you know what? I think that sums it all for everything. Y'all made my job a little easier. I thank you all again, Spencer Taylor Jr., Spencer Taylor III. I thank you all for your time. I thank you for sitting on this platform with me. I thank you for sharing, Spencer Taylor Jr., your life history. And most of all, I thank you for paving the road that we may walk down, that we have had freedom. You are a Junior Martin Luther King.
We thank you.
And I thank you so much. But before I leave, I want you to just do this one little pinch for me. I may not sing with you on the stage, but I can sing with you on my platform today. I want you to just give me a little bit of something's on my mind that's worrying me.
Somehow you can sing it by yourself. Something on my mind.
Something on my mind that's worrying me. Oh, keep on worrying me. That's worrying me. Oh, that's worrying me.
Thank you all again. My name is Gwendolyn Sims. I thank you all for watching. You all do have a blessed day.
We thank you. We thank you. God bless everybody. And I'm in good shape.
Amen.
Amen.